Right, so right now the climate has really warmed up. There's much more sunlight. And this is the sort of stage where you've got to start thinking about, I need to now change to the environment that I'm working in. So as a rule, I always suggest that you use the right size squeegee for the right size pane of glass, get the maximum amount of coverage with that squeegee. You know, that's the sort of, that is the rule. But there are exceptions to the rule. Let's say the window's hard to work on, really bad frames or seals, or the weather is really getting warm. So I'll quickly do this demonstration and then I'm going to give you a little synopsis, sort of education of what I notice people working on Instagram when they put their videos on, working in the field that I see day in, day out, and I'll tell you the problem what this whole industry has. So really hot weather and we're working on tinted windows. So I've got my saturated washer and I've just start soaking up the window and it's just steaming off. So first of all, you've got to use two hands. Doesn't matter what squeegee you're working with, doesn't matter what solution you're working with, you've got to use two hands. So to get the best results. So what I tend to do is soak up the whole glass, but by the time I've soaked up the whole glass, it's steaming off, it's starting to dry. So I'm not going to go with the biggest size squeegee really to work on this window. I'm not going to concentrate too much on how much I can get my squeegee to take off this solution. I'm going to concentrate on keeping my window saturated. So I'm going to scale down the size of my squeegee. It's going to be easier to place, put in the right place at the right time when I'm doing the fanning movement. But I'm more concerned now with keeping my window fully lubricated. Obviously, so taking off the dirt with the first scrub. So I'm scrubbing first and then it's steaming off. Just got to imagine it's steaming off. Put in the smaller size squeegee, so it's easier to place. But my solution, I'm working more with my solution because I want to make sure that that squeegee has enough soap and wetness on the glass for it to perform without it snagging and jumping or stuff like that. So that is when I'm going to scale back the size of the squeegee that I'm working with. So you won't obviously hear this on too many YouTube window cleaning channels. The reason is they kind of all work like robots. They don't really evolve, adapt to the windows and the surrounding environment. They just work the same. Now, what do I see with these Instagram posts when people put these videos of them working? Maybe they're highlighting their company. I see them, even one of the most well-known window cleaners, he often puts videos of him working. He's working one-handed. He's scrubbing the glass with one hand, he's squeegeeing with the same hand, and then he's detailing with the same hand. Sometimes you see the exception where people start using two hands, they start soaking up with their other hand, and then they'll just swap over and start doing it with their right hand, put that in their bucket on the belt, and then start squeegeeing with one hand, and then start detailing with one hand. What do I see all across the areas where I work with other window cleaners using traditional tools? Every single one, there's no exception. They all work one-handed. So I'll tell you why they work one-handed, but I'm just going to give you a comparison. Think of an electrician, a gas engineer, a plumber, a bricklayer, a labourer, a gardener. Anyone you can think of who's using their hands, how many of them do you know, or would you imagine them only using one hand? They all use two hands. So why is window cleaning the exception to the rule? I'll tell you why window cleaning is the exception to the rule of only using one hand. Is because this industry is clogged up with unskilled, they're all professionals, they're all getting paid, but they're fully unskilled. They haven't got much knowledge, and that is why, quite frankly, I'm embarrassed to say that I'm a window cleaner when I'm talking to other professionals, because they've got this mindset. They've got this idea of what a window cleaner is. And all they've got to do is look around and they can see window cleaners work one-handed. So this is like, I'm like the prickly cactus of window cleaning. It really infuriates most window cleaners. Listen to what I say, because I just basically say, this is how it is, and you shouldn't be like any of these people. You shouldn't be working longer, harder, slower, getting less results. But 6% of people that I know working as a window cleaner, they all use one hand. Not one of them that I can say uses these tools, and they'll have no clue of how to get this tool to work. These are like the local window cleaners. And then you see all these video short clips of people working on Instagram, and I'm thinking, wow man, this industry, I can't believe this industry. It is so under-skilled. It is full of ignorant people. And of course, when I say this, it upsets all these window cleaners, but that's the reality of what we're in. We're in an unskilled, looked down upon profession, and it's like, for people who you see, maybe need to find a new customer, they assume all window cleaners are the same. So they've had a problem with their old window cleaner for one reason or another. They automatically assume that every window cleaner that they're going to use in the future will be like their last. And that is a common trait that I hear when the window cleaner used to do this, he used to step on the flowers, he used to leave the gate open all the time, he used to whatever. This is just him being clumsy. He used to leave smears, he didn't bother with the corners, he didn't bother with the windows. He used to put the ticket through the door, pretend the windows were cleaned. You know, he got caught on the camera and got the sack. So this is, you don't hear this sort of scenario with people who are more professional, in other professions like electricians, gas engineers, as I said, even gardeners. It's window cleaners. It is, unfortunately, it's an embarrassment. But never mind what all the other people do, I'm suggesting don't be like everybody else. Because, as I said, the YouTube window cleaning community is a microcosm of the whole industry. They're all professionals, but unfortunately, they all lack the knowledge, they all lack with the skill when it comes to using traditional tools. It is an utter embarrassment. So please don't do what these other people do. Be different. And if you're not different, dare to be different, because you'll always outshine. It's not hard to be the best. All you got to do is not do what everybody else does.